Hello everyone, it's Max Wilbert. It's been a while since I made a video update and I wanted to check in with you. I'm here at Thacker Pass, and as you may have heard by now, myself and at least 6 other people, as well as Protect Thacker Pass, are being sued by Lithium Nevada Corporation. We're in the process of fighting that lawsuit, but one of the aspects of it is that there are restrictions on what we can and can't do, or else we'll be taken straight to jail. So I'm tucked away in an area of the pass where I can legally be and I can safely be. I hiked up here this morning and wanted to get a view of the construction, the destruction of the land that's going on. As I was hiking up here, I had these two red-tailed hawks, sort of black and white morphs of them, circling overhead and yelling at me. And I thought, what is going on here? Why are they so upset? And I just realized a moment ago that there's a nest right over here. So I'm gonna get out of here pretty soon, snap a couple quick pictures and not disturb them. It's intense to be back up here for me. The area where I'm sitting is actually, if you've been following this campaign from the beginning, you'll remember that one of my first experiences, profound experiences out here, started even before I came here. It took place in October, I believe, of 2020. And that experience was a sort of vision where I was the mountainside. I was this very mountainside that I'm on right now, on the south side of Thacker Pass, the southwest side. And I was looking out across the rest of the pass and just observing for millions of years the changing of the seasons, the years coming and going, the landscape shifting, the ecology shifting, people coming and going to the area, different species migrating through, and then greed coming in the form of a mining company, in the form of this materialistic connection, drive for possession, for cars, for money, for profit, and breaking that 16 million year old sacred cycle. That's how long this place has been, more or less in its current form. It was formed by the Yellowstone hotspot 16 million years ago. And that vision took place right here where I'm sitting. So every time I come here, I have a very profound connection to that vision, to this mountain underneath me. And the reason this is important to me, the reason this is something that I poured my life into for almost 3 years now, is because I'm looking for something deeper. It's because I'm looking for something that's more meaningful than what this dominant culture that we live in feeds us as normal, which is an obsession with material objects, with wealth, with possessions, with a superficial layer of reality, when the truth is that we are part of this incredible mystery of life on Earth, that we are literally made up of the stuff of this planet, that we emerged from the soil, from the oceans, from the water, the air, from all of these primordial elements that somehow magically formed life, that evolved into human beings, walking and talking on this planet, thinking, speaking to you right now, listening to this video. And when we lose touch with that miracle, we get distracted by the materiality of the world. And this is something that every religion, every spiritual tradition in the world speaks to these issues, speaks to the importance of going beyond the superficial pleasures, going beyond, gluttony and lust and sloth and all of these superficial pleasures that can become like drugs. They can become addictions. And the same is true of wealth, of materialism, of consumerism. Probably the most widespread addiction in the United States is this addiction to materialism. And what that is people believing that they can fill a hole inside themselves with something that is incapable of doing it. So when I come to a place like this and I connect with the land and I get a chance to walk out here alone with no distractions, not playing any music, not listening to anything on my phone, just being here listening to the crickets who you can hear right now and the calls of the parents of these red-tailed hawk chicks over here. They're really fledglings getting ready to fly soon. There's a reason, again, why all of these spiritual and religious traditions throughout history have an important place for going alone into nature, going alone into meditation, into deep reflection, into vision quests and ceremonies, into yourself. Because the challenge of being a human being is about transcending and learning from the challenges of our desires, our superficial drives, and understanding that there is a deeper level to life. There are deeper and more important levels to this experience, why we're here on this planet. And those lessons are hard to articulate. I feel like I'm not doing a very good job of communicating them right now. But I look out across these stones and these rock flows on this hillside here and these beautiful sagebrush bushes in the wash below me, and I understand it inherently. Everyone does when they spend time in the natural world. That flows into you. That's why it's been shown that spending time in the natural world is like this balm, this salve to the human soul, to the human animal. It makes us well. And that is such a contrast to the modern world that we live in of advertising and distractions and the internet and YouTube and endless videos and cars and possessions and accumulation and materialism and Netflix and all of these different things, internet pornography, a hypersexualized culture. All of these things that reflect our most simplistic drives, that reflect a toxic mimic of a true, healthy relationship with material objects of survival, with true wealth, with true health and well-being, with true sexuality, with true friendship and relationship. You know, all of this is probably getting confusing to some people who are watching, and some of you are probably wondering why I'm even speaking about these things or laughing at me. And that says more about those people than it does about what I'm saying. You know, these issues take a certain courage to address and to speak to. And it's easy in this culture. The easy thing to do is to go with the flow, to go with what is considered normal. But that is a spiritually bankrupt proposition. And so when we see the destruction of a place like Thacker Pass that's happening right now, that right over here, right now, I'm hearing the bulldozers rolling. I'm hearing this heavy equipment clanking its way through the sagebrush, destroying the land. I'm hearing and seeing these clouds of dust rise up as this heavy equipment just destroys this land. That is a physical manifestation of a spiritual sickness within the dominant culture. And so this is something that Jack D. Forbes wrote very eloquently about in his book Columbus and Other Cannibals. So many other writers and thinkers throughout history have written and spoken about these topics, that when you have issues like the destruction of the land, the exploitation of other groups of human beings, the endless drive for accumulation, imperialism, colonialism, expansionist war, all of these tendencies are there in all of us human beings. Those are latent in all of us. And we have to make the choice to not indulge in those things. We have to make the choice to go in a different direction, to become wiser, to become more in touch with our deepest selves. Because at root, we are not separate from this land. We're not separate from the water, from these red-tailed hawks, from the pronghorn mama and baby I saw earlier running across this hillside up here, from the meadowlark singing, from other human beings who are facing all kinds of issues around the world. I'm connected. And in fact, I'm inseparable from all of those other, quote-unquote, others. These stones that I'm sitting on right now, the minerals that make up my body come from stones like this. I've spent enough time in Thacker Pass eating wild foods here, drinking water, breathing in and out, that this land is inside me. And parts of me are in this land. My blood and sweat and tears are part of this cycle. And my time in this form as a human being is fleeting. When we have a larger perspective, I think we will tend to make better choices. And that's not what we're seeing. We're seeing a corporation, Lithium Nevada, and the government pushing forward as they usually do with this mentality of extraction, of destruction of the land. There's other mines coming in this area too. The next one that's on the chopping block is Jindalee Corporation, Australian company, just north of the Oregon border, about 20 miles north of here, is planning another massive lithium mine. People are going to have to get involved and fight all these projects. And I think we need to do so with an understanding of what we're doing. We're standing up against people who have not grown up. We're standing up against a childishness that says, gimme, 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 I want that, right? As we grow up, we learn that we don't always get what we want, and that's okay. And that sometimes enough is enough, that we have to share with others. Not just human others, but with the land. That if we continue to take and take and take, we will destroy. We will destroy relationships. We will destroy objects. We will destroy natural communities, ecosystems. We will destroy friendships. So we're going to need people's support to get through this lawsuit that we're facing. This vindictive corporation is coming at us hard, and I don't know exactly what they're going to ask for, how aggressive they're going to be in court, but it's possible that they could try and get millions of dollars from us for protecting the land, for peacefully standing in front of equipment and praying for the water for the ancestors, for the children, the future generations. And what so many people fail to recognize is that actions like that are not radical, they're profoundly rational. What's radical, what's crazy is this idea that we can destroy the land without consequence, that destroying a whole mountain pass like this is a good idea, that it's somehow even good for the planet. You know, those are issues I've addressed quite a bit in other videos, in articles, and so on. You're probably sick of me rambling, so I'm just gonna turn the camera around here now and show you some of the view.